Well, yeah.
Danny's this guy that, like, you don't know him, you don't talk to him, but you just see him, like, you feel this, like, aura. Like, you see, like, this aura around him, you feel this, like, energy.
Yeah.
Where we finish shows, I kid you not, sweaty, stinky, drunk, sloppy, greasy hair, hasn't showered for, like, 10 days.
Yeah.
Hot girl will come up to the merch booth and just start making out with him.
Oh, really?
And he's like, I don't know what it is about you. And he's just like, I don't either.
But I'll have
that happened in Detroit. And then me and the band, we were just all like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
And it was just like girl after girl after
And like hot
girl.
chicks, too,
They're
right?
really good looking. They're
Yeah.
like the nerdy like band girls that like grew up and really like did really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you see, this is him.
What?
It's just him. He's just that guy that just has this,
charisma.
like, he's a magnet. You know?
He doesn't seem to give a shit. Like he's just like, dude, this is who I am, and this is who I am. You know?
I know that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, Danny, I wish you would. He's like, well, it's not like that, bro. So I'm like, all right, fine.
Well, I'm glad that my like assumptions are true. That he's true to himself.
Dude,
man.
he's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah. He's a great guy to be with.
Hey, do we need are we putting these on? Am I putting these on?
Yeah, I got him.
I'm on.
This is recording.
Am I?
He's all set. You're all set.
Am I recording right now?
Yeah, you're all
I
set.
don't even know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, you're all set, dude.
Have I been recording this whole time? Right.
Oh, shit.
This is actually going on live.
Delete
93.3. Yeah.
Off the record.
All right, so here's kind of my idea, and let me know what you guys think about this. So we'll kind of go through. So you're Made in Phoenix, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's your brand, and you guys promotion. What?
Gone.
So
No, this
I
isn't
just
the
thought it was-
interview yet.
I
This
just
is
thought it
just
was funny that you said you were made in Phoenix, right? And I was like, well, where were you made?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
it was a car.
Yeah.
Actually, the backseat.
67 Winnebago.
Might have been
Yeah.
one
Oh
car.
man, one for Winnebago. I was gonna give Nova. You wouldn't give him Winnebago.
Yeah. Family vacation,
Yeah.
you know, Yosemite.
Yeah, so this is connected and not connected. It's connected because I'm with Made in Phoenix, but it's also disconnected in that this is just something that we just decided we were going to do.
Okay. Do you want me to bring up Made in Phoenix at all? Just
Sure,
BJ,
sure. Yeah,
founder of
yeah,
Made in
yeah,
Phoenix?
yeah.
For sure, yeah. And at some point we'll talk about like what you guys do. So we'll basically, I'll introduce you guys. When you guys started, what year? When was Fayuca formed?
I mean, what?
Approximately.
Hey. I don't know. I mean, I remember when I was in high school and it was 2001, and I
Okay.
booked a pumpkin patch in an elementary school.
Okay, right.
And then put together
That
a band
counts,
for
man.
it. Yeah. So
Okay.
I guess our official show, we played for a bunch of like first graders.
Okay.
But
cool.
like we didn't really become a band till like 2009
Okay.
when we started recording music and then went out on our first tour. So,
Gotcha. Okay. And then you guys have now these are just things I'm clarifying because
Yeah.
I'll do like an intro, kind of a good intro for you guys. Two albums, two studio albums, and a live album. Is that right?
Yeah.
Like two major like.
Yeah.
Is there-
We took all the other stuff offline. 'cause
Did you?
it's
Right. Okay.
yeah, there's those two studio albums. There's the live album, and there's a couple like EP single things.
Okay.
We did a bunch of stuff for like TV networks.
Okay.
So we compiled all that into different like releases.
Gotcha. Okay. So basically, what I'll say is I'm here with Gabo, BJ, and Dustin. Gabo's the founder, singer, guitarist for Fayuca. They unofficially started in 2001 at a pumpkin patch, but really started touring in
You don't
2009.
have to say that. You can say unofficially started in 2009.
So I remember going one time, Gabe told me he played, and he's like, oh, you should come see me play. We're going to play at Club Rio. You remember Club Rio?
Oh yeah, Club Rio. We played there once and we're never allowed back.
So I took my younger cousins. I thought it was going to be all ages, and they had to climb the fence to look over and watch them from the fence. They became big fans since.
That's crazy.
That's pretty awesome.
Nice.
That was what, 2005, 2009, 2005? That was when that's 2005. That's when we were doing a lot of stuff with The Edge.
Okay.
I never knew.
Oh yeah, nice.
The Edge was like,
Yeah, it was
Um,
badass.
and it's Gabo.
It is Gabo.
was wondering,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I always wonder that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Gabo.
Gabo. Okay.
It's Gabo.
Yeah. Now we know. Now we know. Yes.
No more questions. It's out in the open.
Yeah.
It's
Gabo.
Gabo.
Okay.
and,
Look at first time.
yeah.
Okay. So basically what I'll introduce everybody. We're going to talk about, you're going to have a tour coming up, but first what we're going to talk about is that collaboration with Helio Basin. Talk about your music career a little bit, just kind of, a little summary. I wanted you to tell the story of La Negro Tomasa, because that's the theme music you let me use for the podcast.
Okay.
So I want to kind of hear the story behind that. And then we'll talk about the beer. We'll talk about the tour, and you got a new album. Is that what's
We're
the deal?
recording now. We're releasing a single.
Cool.
I mean, we have it in our possession. It's just when do we want to drop it?
Okay.
So like whenever there's like interest from like the blogs and stuff.
Yeah.
Or whoever's. It's a song about weed.
Okay.
So we're not going for radio with it.
Yeah. Okay.
We're
You
trying
talk
to,
about as much as you want with that.
Yeah. It's like-
Because
it's-
I'm cool with it. Like it's
we were gonna do like this big like joke 420 release.
Yeah.
And then because we're not potheads.
Yeah.
Although we partake.
Right.
But like
In California.
only in the states where
Only where
it's
it's
legal.
legal.
right.
No, but anyway, so we have it in our position. The 420 thing fell through. We
Okay.
were gonna get a feature from like some really big reggae artist, and he was probably way too stoned to send us the verse back. And then, so then now we're pushing it. We have everything in our possession, so we're waiting to see who launches it. What
Okay.
blogs are interested? You know, we have a couple
Gotcha.
people we might want to work with.
Yeah.
We're recording a record now, but we are releasing a single this summer.
Okay.
you
Cool.
know. So
You
we
can
really
you
want to focus
talk
on
about
that as
it?
well. Mainly the beer.
Yeah.
But like to tie it in with the band, you know,
For
the
sure.
tour, the preview song of what the record's coming out like.
Yeah.
And mainly just the beer and the partnership that we have with Made in Phoenix and Helio.
Perfect. Yeah, and you guys go wherever you want with it too. Like it's not like no, stop, Gabo.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
and then so that's pretty much it, man. And we'll just kind of go through, and I'll do. Sometimes when people talk, they tend to like kind of do this.
Don't do that?
Really picks up on the mics. Yeah, I'll kind of if you're doing, I'll just point down. And you want to kind of be close to the mics too. So if you're talking,
Is this
that one's for him. These mics are for me.
got you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're kind of sitting back, I'll kind of.
You're fine with these. That's,
Hey, can
Yeah.
you from time to time record some like portrait style videos so I can throw them up on my Instagram story? You know, just whenever you want to.
do I need a code if it locks or whatever?
It's just your thumb.
Anybody's thumb.
Yeah, it's here, I'll write it down for you. So you know.
Don't scroll through his pictures.
I'm like, oh.
Here, dude, you need this?
I-
Get the paper here, yeah.
No, you'll just see a bunch of pictures of my baby doing the same thing over and over in 3 different poses. So.
Delete those pictures you sent me.
Too late.
I know he knows Danny, and there's no way I would look through his photos.
Dude, I got a funny picture of Danny
I'm
one
sure
time.
you do.
One time,
Just one?
well, I have many, but this one was funny.
We did that show at
Plenty of photos out
the
there.
Pedal House. Was it the Pedal House we did the show?
Yeah.
And Danny showed up like in gym shorts and running shoes. I was like, he's not taking this seriously. I was a little frustrated. I was like, I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to hang out and I won't say anything. And then after the show, he comes out, or during the show, he comes out, and was it the Silver Pants? Or
The Silver
Red
Pants.
Oh,
That's
the
the
silver-
show I was at. Yeah.
I'll tell you why
Yeah.
he wears silver pants.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this is free. We can say whatever the hell we want, right?
Oh, for
Doesn't
sure.
matter.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a great story.
So I'll tell you during the interview because it's a funny story. But
You will tell it in an interview?
yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
This other one of Danny was when we were in the bus and he was like trying to show a friend of mine who's a girl. He was trying to show her a picture of his new like album cover.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. Oh no, his trip to New York. He's like, yeah. And this is that. Oh, this is the Eiffel Tower. And then he scrolls, and then they both look at each other, and it's just him, just like big dick pic, you know. And he's like, and he's trying to get out of it, but it's like 21 in a row. So he's just like, and he can't get past the dick pics.
That's hilarious.
We started calling him 21 dick pics.
Because once you're in the middle of it, you can't get the
Yeah,
left, the
he's
right,
just
you're
like,
they're
yeah.
just everywhere. Yeah.
we lost it. The whole tour was like, I don't know, go ask 21 dick pics. I
21
don't know.
dick pics. That's awesome. That's a good story. You got to tell that one for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
We good? All right. All right. So I'm here. We're at Helio Basin. I'm joined by Gabo.
Take two.
Take 2. What happened?
You gotta
Fucked
let me
that
know
up
when-
already.
Did I fuck it up? Damn it. All right.
All right.
Deep breath. Your son's like, what the hell is going on over
Oh
there?
man, what are we talking about? Dick pics? I forgot.
That's how you do it.
Dude,
Okay, I'm ready now.
He's
by the
sending
time
dick
the
pics
cleaner's
right now.
room, he has no clue.
Yeah.
He'll learn. He'll be cool.
All right. So I'm here at Helio Basin with Gabo Fayuca, BJ from Made in Phoenix, and Dustin from Helio Basin. Guys, thanks for joining me.
Dude, thanks for having us.
thanks
Thanks
for
for
having
having
us.
us. It's
This is
awesome.
pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited about this. So, Gabo and BJ are collaborating on something, right? You guys are doing something pretty exciting with these guys at Helio Basin. Gabo's the founder, singer, guitarist for Fayuca, awesome local band.
Thank you.
You guys started in 2009.
Yeah,
right?
around that
2
time.
studio albums and a live album, which actually features La Negra Tomasa, which is
The live album, yeah.
yeah. So that's
Yeah.
that's my theme music. So if people
like that
listen-
one?
I love it, man.
That's awesome.
I love it. I was so pumped when
Hey.
I reached out and you said, "Hell yeah, dude."
Well,
Use
that
it.
one, that's actually, it's a cover from like an old classic Cuban song.
Okay.
But it's been remade in so many different ways. And we would do it for fun. And it was kind of like a, hey guys, we should do this song, ha ha ha. And then eventually it just became like a banger at the live shows.
Yeah.
So we changed the chord structure to it. We changed like the vibe of the melody to it. So it's not like it's not the way that the song originally is. So it's like our version of La Negra Tomasa.
Nice.
And it's, I mean, that's the part where like when we do it live, it's like where we like do our spectacle, like where we go into like a timbali solo and I throw sticks and people catch them and
Nice.
play percussion and stuff. So it kind of became like our song.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome, man. It's a great song too. Like when I was creating the podcast, it was like I want something like Arizona. I want something that represents Arizona, and I've been a big fan of you guys since I saw you at McDowell Mountain, and you guys were the first ones I thought of. And then I listened through the live album. I was gonna go with "Shoot It Up." is
Oh
my big
yeah, that's
one.
a really good one too. I
Such
like
a
that
good
one.
song. The whole album, every
you.
one of your albums are awesome, but that one just seemed to fit. Yeah. So.
Thanks,
you.
man. No, thank you,
Yeah,
dude.
thanks
Yeah.
for using that. But upcoming tour, right?
Yeah.
But first, big things happening. Actually, literally right behind you, right?
Literally right behind- we see
Right
we
there.
see beer right now fermenting.
Right.
Right, that's what they're doing. Yeah. I don't brew. I don't know. They're just in these big tanks behind me.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that's how we get the kegs and we serve them from there.
We-
It's kind of boring.
That's right. You got to tip them out. It takes a couple people.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Now, before we dive into that, though, a little history of like your music, like your
Okay.
music life, because you were on another podcast. I did the mixtape one.
Yeah.
The Marty or the Cinco de Mayo episode.
Yeah, that
Right?
was a fun one too.
Yeah, that was awesome. man.
Remember, you called me. We were in San Diego. I just got back to the room and I was exhausted and I was like, yeah, let's do this interview now. Kind of in that way. But yeah.
It was great though. So I got to hear the story, but I want people to kind of hear your story of music.
Yeah.
Like why
So-
career music?
So what?
Why career in music?
Why not? Yeah. I was a banker for years. I worked for this really big corporate bank that got in trouble recently.
Okay.
So I'm glad I left that company.
Right.
But like, I always kind of like worked differently in whatever jobs I had. Like, when I was younger, like I was a little, I would make my own rules and get fired a lot.
Okay.
And like, if you start a band, no one can fire you but yourself.
Yeah.
So I think I just had an interest in something else that wasn't just sitting in a desk taking orders from somebody who was living their dream. I was like, what about my dream? What is my dream? And since I was a kid, I was writing music. I think I wrote my first song when I was like 6 and did my first talent show when I was like 7,
Nice.
which I lost.
Yeah.
But
To who?
I don't know, some really talented, soulful girl from
Danny Torkinson.
No, I grew up in the South.
Okay.
So like in the South, you get all these like like really like soulful black church girls that like sing and like they have beautiful voices.
Yeah.
Like this little like 5-year-old mini Whitney Houston kind of thing. No, but like I would just perform like in school like and then
What was the name of your first song?
Baby Don't Worry.
Baby, don't worry.
I was really into Boys to Men. So it was like, baby, don't worry, I'll make you feel better.
So you're a pop
Baby,
singer
don't
first?
worry, I'll be your man forever. Your man forever. Of course I wouldn't win a talent show with that stupid song.
What about the Silver Pants?
You
had some of those when you were?
No, so then whatever. I just wasn't into having this job that I had at this bank, and then I got fired.
Yeah.
We got like 2 dates on Warped Tour, and then I was like, how am I gonna go on Warped Tour? And my manager was like, Gabriel, you really have to think about when you put food on your table. That's how he talked, right?
Yeah.
When you put food on your table, what will make you feel more proud? You're right.
Yeah.
I'm going on tour. And I came back with a box on my desk and saying, get the hell out of here. So I got fired, and then I was like, you know what? It's time to live my dream.
Yeah.
And I already had the band with like my buddies. Like we were already writing music and doing like local shows and stuff and playing like the local Tempe bar scene. And we just had a conversation about, yo, let's go on tour. How do we do this? We don't know. Let's get a van. Got a van, went on tour. And then as like we noticed that our music started resonating with like a certain crowd, and we would go back to bars and like 10 people were 20 people, 20 people were 100 people, and so forth. It was just this addiction to like doing what you love, and motivating people at the same time.
Yeah.
So now I went off to do like motivational speaking, and like I'll do like consulting for other people who are trying to start bands. And basically the consulting sessions are like, look, this is where I messed up, don't do that.
Right.
Or do it. I don't know. Maybe you'll do it better. But it was just this like addiction to just like motivating people, and we were doing it through music. And when we figured out there's many ways to like monetize on it, where you could like have a career in music, I just dived in and did everything possible that I could to like make sure that I never had to get a day job again.
Yeah.
And it was you know, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of yourself and your time that's given up that you'll never I call it billable hours, right? Like you'll never see a return, even if it's just like you'll never get that time back. But you know, the growing part of it was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So that's why a career in music, because there's no better reward than just like doing what you love doing, and then when you put food on your table, that's when you feel most proud, is when you're like, here, this is from that one show. Kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wish I could go back to that manager. I don't know where he's at, but I want to be like, hey man, when I put food on my table, you know? So yeah, man, I dived in 100% into it. And then you meet awesome people that kind of like build you up and help you move forward.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of get it. And that's when I was at McDowell Mountain Music Festival, there was just this energy coming from like the corner. You guys were on the local stage, and a buddy and I were like, dude, what is going on over there?
Isn't that
because
weird?
people
Yeah.
are like flocking, like almost was like a zombie movie where people are like running, you know, but
Eating each other just at the front of the stage. Give me that arm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But so we got over there, and you guys were just killing it, man. And I was blown away. So there's just so much passion, and you work your ass off too, man. Anybody that follows you sees the passion and the work that you put into it too.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you, man. It's good hearing it from somebody on the outside, because you know we're in it.
Yeah.
I think that like in a way we're not as talented as some other musicians that are out there. So like where we make up for that is just like by just being super passionate about what we do.
Yeah.
We can get up there and just hit one chord all night, but if our face is crunchy and like sweat's pouring down our cheeks, and like people are into that one chord for an hour straight.
Right.
So I think that it's awesome that you saw that at McDowell Mountain, because that's the energy that we want our fans to get and understand, because that's what we're pouring out to them. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and
That's
then
cool.
I saw you guys again. The next time I saw you was at Pedal House.
Yeah.
I don't know how long the gap was, but the energy was still there. Like, and you add, like, it was just 3 people first time, and then the second time was what, 5, 6?
Yeah.
You had Danny on the horns, and you had the.
I think it was 2 years later. We aged a lot
Yeah.
in those 2 years.
Like physically, you mean?
Physically, emotionally, mentally. I mean, you spend a lot of time on the road, little sleep, and you know we had a really bad accident before
really?
that.
Okay.
We had a really bad accident where we slipped on black ice in Texas in the middle of spring. We just got off this winter tour where we were in blizzards and like really bad weather, but then we get to Texas, we're like, all right, we're safe, clear skies. No, we hit black ice.
Man.
Van, you know, turns like 7 times, crashed into this median, almost fell off of a bridge, kind of thing.
Damn.
And it was an eye opener. So like, I mean, I joke around saying that we aged, because we did age a lot in those 2 years, just from like being on the road so much and just like, man, I'm ready to go home. I need a break. After that accident, you kind of regather with your group, and like, you guys are like, man, you know, this is real.
Yeah.
You know, like, this isn't just get in a van and go play a show. Like, we need to be 100% into this, because anytime that bus rolls over and we die, like, that's just it, you know?
Yeah.
So, so then along with that came this like cleansing. I call it an oil change.
An oil change. Okay.
We had to just like,
It was deep.
we had to give the band an oil change.
An oil change. Oh man.
Just get the black gunk out.
Yeah.
And put in some good, fresh, new energy into it.
Gotcha.
And that's why at Pedal House you saw that energy, because I think we had just gone through that cleansing. I just like started connecting with BJ and an app company called Bravo, Tip or Pay, which go download it right now. Try bravo.com. Cha-ching. But like,
link in the show notes.
but you know, when we came back into that Pedal House show, it was like this like reborn, you know, like sense of direction and excitement and purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's cool that you saw that there as well, because that's exactly what was happening. You know? You're so observant, man.
Ah, thanks, dude.
I need you all the time, everywhere.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of big to fit in your pocket, you know, but we
like
could work
shit,
something out. So, all right, we're coming full circle now. You guys are getting ready to go on a headlining tour, but the night before the tour starts, something pretty big time, right?
Yeah. So I call BJ one day and I say, we're launching a beer.
Yeah.
And he's just like, okay. You know, literally just like, sure, buddy.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I don't know, like a daddy looking at his young kid saying, sure, buddy, yeah, you can be anything you want, you know, tapping me on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, dude, we're doing it. I'm going to breweries. I'm figuring out what we want. I'm talking to people. I'll let you know when things come together, you know?
Yeah.
And then we had this dream of like starting this beer, and then I guess like when you put enough antennas out there, you know, you create this like satellite effect where like now like the right things start coming to you.
Yeah.
And just by, I don't want to say by luck, I want to say by destiny. You know, I came across Helio Basin, and before like they even said we're doing it, I called BJ and I was like, hey man, we found our brewer, we're doing it, you know?
Yeah.
And then I met with Dustin and we started talking about the beer. Nice. And then on August 24th, we decided that we were gonna have like a tour kickoff party anyway, and it would be at some other bar, and we'd probably sell some other company's beer and not get any kind of fulfillment from it, you know, just selling some other beer.
Yeah.
And we decided, let's just do the tour kickoff party here and launch our beer and give our friends and our fans and our family something else to get, you know, kind of latch onto with everything that, you know, we put out albums, we put out CDs, we put out, you know, artwork or whatever, but like beer, I mean, you can't go wrong. It's a culture in its own, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're a part of that culture because we're consumers. Why not now have this tour kickoff party and bring in all of our friends and our fans to come consume the beer that we want to consume?
Yeah.
And it has our name on it, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So
it creates that like super like local aspect to it too, because I know these guys are huge on local ingredients.
Yeah.
And you with the Made in Phoenix brand, right?
Yeah.
So what exactly is that, BJ?
So one of the things is, Gabo and I were talking about this earlier too. Both of us are from, Gabo's from Florida, but we're both from West Phoenix. And I was from Central Phoenix early on, and we talk about how do we get to a point where, you know, living in Central Phoenix and you see all the growth and everything that's happening, how do you jump in and start to promote that so it's a little bit bigger?
Yeah.
If you look at other markets, you look at Seattle, Denver, I mean, small pockets of in California where the market is just growing for local and local growing economies and businesses. And Made in Phoenix was, we want to be a part of that wave.
Yeah.
Gabo I've known for quite a while, as I mentioned before. I was a fan for a long time, fan and a friend. The music he happened to be good, so it made it easier.
but let's talk
Hold on. What?
he was like the head of this like job that I had for a while, which I got fired from.
He was the head of that.
He didn't fire me though.
No.
Somebody else fired me, but I blame him. So he was like in a sense
got
like
that
the
face to it,
boss,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, move forward so now people see who the real BJ is.
Yeah, so I'm more like a strategy guy, long-term strategy, and it's funny, he tells a story about when he called and he's like, we're launching a beer. And my response was, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I just kind of went with that. But what I know about Gabo that other people don't know about Gabo is that when he says something, he's already put the next 5 steps in order. And in some cases, he's already done like 3 of them.
Yeah.
So just happened to be, it was late at night that night, he said that, and he was already drinking, so he hadn't done any of the steps yet. So at this point, I was like, well...
I went through them in my head. I wrote them on a napkin, you know?
Yeah, so within 2 weeks, we came across this brewery, and everything was fantastic. I mean, it was everything that we were looking for in a partnership. Because we had talked about the things that we were looking for, and we went to other places, and the product had to be good, but we went to other places, and we weren't discouraged, but it was the investment was going to be different in terms of the business side.
Okay.
And we didn't really always feel like a part of something, right?
Okay.
With Helio Basin, we're a part of Helio Basin. Like,
Yeah.
we feel connected now.
Yeah.
With the other places, like, here, this is your stuff. Have fun selling it.
Yeah.
So
gotcha.
it was like, okay, we can do it.
We wanted
but-
like a community or partnership kind of thing.
We,
Yeah.
wanted to feel connected to the people that we work with, because that's how our relationship is really developed and built. And
Yeah.
and even with Bravo Tipper Pay, I mean, it's the same thing.
TryBravo.com.
All of us are really connected. The relationship.
That's
you know,
why they
just
started following us on social media. Now I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
I was like, what?
but they're great people. So it's been this, you know, this collaboration is much bigger than just two of us. It just happens to be this is where we are.
Okay.
And we were just kind of build this beer brand, and within we came up with the beer idea. Then he met with Dustin and team, and
The mad scientist
before
over here.
and then after that we were like, well, here's the plan. We have 6 more beer ideas we're going to come up with. We'll release them, and we'll put a whole business plan together and wrap it around this something great that's going to happen. And we'll see. We'll roll the dice and see what happens.
I feel like I just want a beer, and he thought Shattered. That's why we partnered up together. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like,
He just wanted a beer. I was like, this is long term. If
Yeah.
I'm going to
No.
jump in, we're going to do
I think
these things.
This came from a night in Scottsdale where we spent way too much on alcohol, and I was like,
That's where our detox came from.
worst comes to worst, we sit at home with 20 kegs and just drink them all.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it'll be cheaper. You know, so like, that was
It
the
would've
business
saved us
plan.
all the money.
You know,
Yeah.
so like, yeah.
That's awesome, man. So yeah, that would be a terrible situation to be in, just surrounded by beer kegs, right? You can just
It's awful. Right.
I think
terrible,
you're
I
using
meant
wrong words.
amazing, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It'll be terribly amazing. Yeah.
So that's where the beer comes in, and that's Dustin, the mad scientist, like science background and everything. We
Yeah.
learned that in a previous episode. The scientist over here.
Yeah.
So you're in good hands with awesome
Hope
beers.
so.
Yeah, you can tell just from seeing him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like he's got like
Hold on, let me put my glasses on.
and him, man, with this physique and confidence, like you're just like whatever he's doing, I'm in. You know?
Yeah, dude. We came in today. Me and Aaron from 8 a.m. Films came in. We're setting up everything. He's busting his ass in there. Like you said, I think you said you were gonna be like wiping something down. Next thing you know,
Yeah.
he's scrubbing the floor, just sweating his ass off, just working your ass off, dude. So
Yeah, it started out like, oh, it's be an easy day, and then once you get into something, man, it's like, all right, let's just do it.
yeah,
So,
that's awesome. We've got good music on too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I didn't know you could hear it out here, so
Oh yeah, I
I got to pay
appreciated
attention
it.
to that now in the future.
Yeah. So the beer is Fayuca Rizing Summer Pale Ale, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, when we met and drank some beers and started talking about it, it was, hey, let's taste these different styles that we have already and kind of see where your thought process is on it and what beer styles were kind of, piquing the interest that would make a good fit. And went through some different stuff, and Gabo likes dark beers, so like he was gravitating towards a porter, and we're kind of like, well, I mean, porters, like I love porters too, it's my favorite style.
Yeah.
But you want to sell this to a huge group of people, you kind of gotta step back a little bit and think of what something is going to spread out to your whole fan base,
Yeah, yeah.
And so we started going down that direction, and then we were kind of working on this other, new beer, and it's like, wait, hold on, I got something for you to try. Like, try this. And then it seemed like a good fit. It was very, it's got that nice hop character to it, but it's not overwhelming by any means. It's like that extra pale ale kind of style. Falls between an IPA and a pale.
Okay.
And so it's different than our IPA. It's different than our pale ale. And, he liked it right off the gate. So it was like, okay, well, this is the beer.
Yeah.
And we
You
just
got
kind
to
of went
try
from
it?
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Gabo got to try it. Like this is like.
Yeah, I took a growler home to enjoy, and then I got home one day. My wife was drunk, and I was like, she's like, I drank your beer, and so like I tried it that once.
Yeah.
It was delicious. It was great, yeah.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, we went through a couple beers.
Yeah.
And the idea was like, try some of these. This is a starting point. We could add to this, And then when he showed me that one, which the great thing is that it wasn't released yet.
Yeah.
I was like, sweet, dude. This is. Why are we going to go back and forth on what recipes and how to add and how to take away when this is exactly what we're going to brew? Like, just,
That's
so,
the one.
yeah, so I tried it that one time.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
So when can we try it?
August 24th.
Oh, I was gonna say like it's 4:30 right now. I was thinking maybe no. So August 24th, right? We got a big thing going on here, right?
Yeah, that'll be the big release party.
Okay. Nice.
That'll
What's
be
going
fun.
on?
We're going to have live music. there's people in the community that have kind of, been an important part of what we do, and mainly it's just homies that like to hang out with us and talk ideas and have things of their own. Just like BJ with Made in Phoenix, and this one is there's gonna be a couple of vendors, but mainly just like pop-up merch stores for like local bands.
Okay.
Black Bottom Lighters are gonna come and have a pop-up merch store here. Mouse Palace gonna have a pop-up merch store.
Okay.
We're both going on tour together, so like it's kind of like the family. We're all just gonna come in here and have this like pop-up merch store, talk about what we're doing, meet our fans, meet our friends, and have beers. JT and the Little Room Band's gonna be performing.
Okay.
Are you familiar with them at all?
A little bit, yeah.
They're very new. They just put out an album, and like they're like this like folky. Here's what got me. When I'm like, where is that sound coming from? And I see the guy playing with these like, I don't know, like thick, those thick Southside pit bull chains that they put on pit bulls.
Yeah.
He's got
They
these.
were bigger than that. They were
They were
thick.
massive, dude.
Yeah,
Like what was that old wrestler back in the day? Remember that dude?
bigger
Junkyard
than
Dog.
that. Yeah,
No, they were
And
big
he was
and
just
rusted.
like dropping them like this.
Oh, he's
On the
playing
snare,
them.
and he's like
Music, yeah, it was
playing them.
crazy.
Yeah, so
That's
like,
pretty sweet.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what is that? That's not a snare. He's him playing with these chains. I'm like, that's who we need to get at anything that we ever do again.
Right. Yeah.
So JT and the Little Room Band's performing, and then we have like, there's gonna be instruments here, and there's gonna be like probably like 20 members from 20 different bands.
Okay.
So who knows if some like fun like Fayuca and Friends jam session happens,
Yeah.
But depends how much alcohol we do or don't have.
Right.
And then
does that make it better or worse?
for me, it's great.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's just gonna be just like a really cool gathering.
Yeah.
I think we decided we're gonna start it at 6:30 and run it to like 9:30, and then kind of as people stay here, we can still keep drinking the beer.
Yeah.
But at 6:30 on August 24th, we're gonna start our tour kickoff party, meet and greet for the people that we don't know that come to our shows. Like it'd be cool to have them here.
Yeah.
Drinking our beer with us and like just like sitting down with friends and having beers.
Yeah.
But there'll be more people here and live music. So
Yeah, some music
It'll be
too.
fun. Yeah. It'll be
Nice.
really fun. And then there's a clothing company called Phoenician Clothing, which my buddy Sammy's had for several years now, and it's just like really cool like Phoenix culture. He patented this side pocket on a shirt that's like the state of Arizona.
Yeah.
Which I thought was genius. I don't know why.
Like the pocket was shaped as the
the
state.
pocket was shaped as
that's
a
pretty
state.
sweet.
Yeah.
So like little things like that I think are really creative and innovative and like cool. Like, hey man, come set up a pop-up store here. Let people know like that you're part of this culture. We're part of your culture. This is like a place where we all kind of come together and just have beer
Yeah.
and drink the Fayuca Rising.
Your beer. Have
Yeah,
your beer.
yeah. I mean, it's great. We
Very-
can drink all the other delicious, Helio Basin beers, but I mean, we're all here
Special
for a
event for
purpose.
that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Nice, man. So that is the night before the tour kicks off.
So that night we come here, get really hammered drunk on our beer, and then we have a designated driver that night who's gonna get in the bus and just drive us to Albuquerque for the next
Oh, you
for
guys
the
are
show.
going that night.
We play the
Okay,
following night in Albuquerque. It's the
Gotcha.
first night of the tour. The cool thing is we're taking out. This is the first time that we're at a position in our lives where like we can take out local bands that we're friends with and put them on a tour with us.
Right.
Now, if that means that like the show's gonna be crappy because like we all just suck because we're all just local Arizona bands, then fine.
Yeah.
But like where we are mentally, it's like
Yeah.
we're prepared to just suck completely at a
Right.
show,
Right.
So like we can finally grab these bands and just say, hey man, let's go on tour.
Yeah.
So that night is our tour kickoff party. The 25th we're playing in Albuquerque. So right after the event, we just get in our bus and start driving.
Gotcha.
8 hours to Albuquerque.
Okay. And I saw, and when you released it, I think I saw on Instagram like the tour dates. Saw
Yeah.
all the tour dates. I didn't realize that wasn't a 22-day time period.
Yeah.
That's like 16 shows in 22 days.
Yeah.
Man.
You know what's beautiful?
Huh.
That like when we were booking the tour.
Gas prices are low.
Yeah, right.
No way. We're
Sleep
touring
is overrated.
We're touring in the wrong times. You know that, right?
Do
Like
I?
I think I should just like buy a horse instead of a bus. you
Yeah.
know, and just like travel by horse.
That would be badass, dude.
That'd be
you guys did a
badass.
tour like horse tour.
It'll be like a year
It's
to
gonna be
do
a long
5
time
dates.
between,
Yeah.
Danny on the horns, like on his horse. Yeah.
But We were just doing. There's this app called Bands in Town, right?
Okay.
That like people, it tells you where your fans are. So when we were booking this tour, we told our manager, I was like, "Yo, Scott, look at where people actually care for us, and only book those shows."
Yeah.
And it worked out perfectly because we're going out through Albuquerque, Colorado, Utah, and come back to Phoenix, and then we're home for like 3 days.
Nice.
And then we're going out through Texas, and then come back to Phoenix, and then we're home for like 3 days. And then we do California, and then we come back, and then we're done with the tour. So it's like we broke up 3 weeks where we come home. Usually we're out for like, 6 weeks, sleeping in the bus, sleeping in hotels, sleeping on floors, wherever we can get a place to crash.
Yeah.
And then we get home 6 weeks or 4 weeks later, just like exhausted.
Right.
But this one's beautiful because we're doing these pockets, and then we come home, which was like the perfect time to launch the beer, because then we can come home and focus on drinking the beer. Yeah. So
You think it'll still be around?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It better be.
Yeah.
Better be. Or not. If it's not, that's a good sign too, because it was so good that everybody drank it.
You're right.
You'll be
Yeah,
pissed though.
Ahead of production, you mean? Ahead
Yeah.
of production.
Yeah.
Drinking ahead of production.
Oh, yeah, they have long-term plans for the beer, man. So we're ready for it, and we're trying to help it grow too with them. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So
Yeah, that was really cool. That they're actually like. This morning, after we were having beers this morning for breakfast with them.
Quality control.
yeah.
And yeah, we were just chatting. It was cool that like everyone here at the brewery is already on board and like kind of like going through like, hey man, these are some places we can get your beer into. It's just awesome that like a little local band from the west side. We're from like the Maryville area. Like that we could put together this idea and partner up with someone that knows what the hell they're doing, and actually potentially get our beer into multiple places where people can go and enjoy the Fayuca Rizing Pale Ale.
Yeah. That's awesome for your fans too. Like, to be like, oh, dude, I love Fayuca. Yeah, it's on tap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any idea of where it's going to be on tap? Obviously here, but do you have?
Yeah, I mean, right now, like a lot of the accounts that we're in already,
Okay.
We've started the conversation with them, like, hey, this is kind of coming up, and then, we were talking this morning over beers, like, hey, if we start maybe releasing it earlier to these accounts off-site, and they're like, yeah, that's cool. So, just the story itself has got a good sales point to it, and people are into the fact that we're collaborating and doing this. So, nothing confirmed yet, but a lot of the accounts that we're actively in are looking at it. So
Yeah, nice. Well, I'll be here. Like if I can help it, I'll drink as much as I can.
Just a whole keg.
Yeah.
Drinking by the keg. We're good to go.
A small keg, right? I mean, I'm
Yeah,
only
man,
290
whatever.
pounds. Yeah, so I can knock out a small keg.
oh, yeah.
All right, guys. Before we wrap up, anything else you guys want to add to anything? New album. You got a new album in the
So
works.
we're working on a new album. We have a preview. It's not a single because the song is not like, it was not, I don't know, there's like these industry terms, right? Like, well, Gabriel, it's not really a single. Scott, it's a single. No, it's more like a preview,
Preview.
So like,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, we're releasing the song. It's called Saint Mary Jane.
Okay.
It's about just like being in the rut and having like this one thing that just like re-inspires you, opens your mind up to like new ideas and a new way of thinking, And we just decided to personify that into this character named Mary, middle name Jane. We still don't know her last name.
Yeah, I know. Irrelevant at this point. Yeah.
So we're releasing that this summer. We still don't have a release date. I mean, we have it in our possession, and I keep showing it to everybody. So I'm sure, and I keep emailing it to everybody, which was the first thing they told me not to do.
Yeah.
So it'll come out this summer, hopefully before tour, like during the tour. But we have that new song, Saint Mary Jane.
Nice.
We're working on a new record with Ralph Patlin, who's an awesome producer. He did our last album, Barrio Sideshow, which, that was the album that got us like the MTV launch. It got us like we were the main title theme to some TV show called Matador.
That's right,
That
yeah.
was on El Rey Network.
Yeah.
Robert Rodriguez, the guy from Desperado, the producer.
Yep.
So just having that guy on our side, like really believing in the band, understanding our music and how it should sound, rather than like how we think it should sound.
Yeah.
It's been awesome working with him. So like, we're working with him on this new album, coming up with some really cool, trippy stuff that like I never thought. It's one of those guys that like knows what you're capable of, and then just like little by little starts pulling it out, and you're like, I didn't know I could do that on the guitar. You know? And then whenever I can't, I'm like, why don't you just do it, Ralph? You know?
Yeah.
Because like,
Make me do this.
just do it. I'll give you credit for it, you know. But it's cool to have that guy because he's like a ghost member in the band that helps you gather your thoughts. You know what I mean? Just somebody who sees that like 20,000-foot view of what your sound should be.
Yeah.
What you're trying to project, basically, and how to record it.
Yeah.
If you do a live show to the recordings, this is a way different world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So So we're working on the new album, Ralph Patland. We're releasing Mary Jane. We're launching the beer on August 24th. We're doing the tour, and we'll be here in Phoenix on September 3rd at the Van Buren, which is like the grand opening.
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of really cool things happening right now, like in the local Phoenix area.
Yeah.
And it's cool for us to be a part of it all. You know what I mean? These
Yeah.
festivals, like you know, that are coming through town that, you know, we're already talking to people about getting our beers into. So yeah, I just think that like all of those things together, I really want people to follow the story because we're super excited about it. And if they don't, they don't. But like we're excited about the story so much that like, you know, we hope that people are inspired and compelled as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to do my best to spread the word too, man, 'cause this is awesome. Yeah.
Or drink the beer.
That's my whole point. Yeah.
Both at the same time
This
is
hasn't
fine.
even been recording the whole time. It's just I got lights that just light up. I'm just waiting for the beer, pretty much.
That's
So.
I really thought I was going to try it.
I did. Yeah. That's it. I'm out of here. Shut the cameras
Shut it down.
Yeah.
But no, guys, this is awesome. Thank you all for joining me. So, Fayuca-music.com, right?
Yep.
Tour dates, awesome merchandise too. I'm hoping you guys start producing double XL T-shirts because you don't
They
want to
go
see
so
me in a 1X.
fast.
You
No,
don't wanna see me in a 1X.
we do them. They just go so
Oh,
fast.
really? Okay. All right.
He got me a 1X, and he was like, I want you to wear this. I was like, dude, I got to lose like 10 pounds.
I got like 60 to
did.
go.
It was
Yeah.
really tight. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
about this.
I don't know. We've made them in the past. We try to keep them in stock, but like
Yeah.
whoever does our merch ordering probably doesn't get enough of them.
Yeah.
Because you're not the first. No, I got a guy like who was like, dude, you guys don't make 4X. I'm like, I didn't even know that existed, you know? But he's like this really wide like bouncer at a club like in Spokane or somewhere. It's like 4X.
Yeah.
I'm gonna carry that one 4X
One
just in
4X.
case,
Just for you.
just in case, you know.
Yeah. Custom made.
Yeah.
Well, we'll hold back a 2XL for me next time.
We'll do.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
The moment we get them, I'll hold one for you.
Okay, awesome, dude. So Fayuca-music.com, Facebook.com/Fayuca Music,
Yeah.
and Twitter and Instagram is just @Fayuca.
Yeah.
Right? And we got madeinphoenix.co. All right, madeinphx.co.
MadeInPHX.co.
And we've got Helio Basin Brewing.com. So, guys, thanks for joining me. My goal is to spread. I want to get Arizona beer on the national map. That's my goal. So, people listening, tell a friend. You guys tell friends. Rating, review on iTunes. That's great. I know that's difficult, but I put a link in the show notes.
Okay.
Just follow that.
Yep.
5 stars, or if you think we suck, 5 stars.
This is a great episode. I'm just going to throw that out there. It's
Yeah.
5 stars, right?
Yeah.
Seems like 5 stars, yeah.
Base it just on this
you do 6?
episode.
I don't know.
Don't worry about the other crappy ones. Besides the Helio Basin one, that one.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you download the Bravo app, this one is off the endorsement record here. But like if you download the Bravo app, try Bravo.com.
Bravo Tipper Pay and iTunes. and
Try
Android.
Bravo Tipper Pay. We're gonna be giving away merchandise throughout the whole beer launch party on August 24th.
Nice.
So if you download Bravo, there'll be when you get here there'll be ways that you could win free merchandise, potentially get some beer. You know, so just download the app, get here ready, and just start taking as much free stuff as you can.
Right. Nice, man.
Yeah.
And if you guys are somewhere where these guys are going on tour, go see them. One of the best shows I've ever seen.
Thank you, man.
So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys.
Thank you.
And I'm going to try to convince you to play something on August 24th. But
It's not that hard to convince me.
I'm going to say,
just give me a little beer. We're good.
like either you're playing or I'm playing. You don't want to hear me play because I can play "Smoke on the Water." Like,
Really?
Yeah. Like 368, 3698 on the.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Let's go on tour.
I know. I'm in. All right, shutting it down. Last episode. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining
Hey,
me.
thank you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, awesome.